flooded?
No, I don't.
Is Lonnie
I was
coming?
on vacation, so I didn't see her.
Yeah.
Checking all.
She had to check everyone in for yoga.
Well, not, I mean,
Football.
quarter inch of water.
My favorites
A
that
lot of
artists
exhibits
and
were
their
wet.
place to their work.
So,
will
but
buy
we've,
two
the
artists.
company came in with a big.
Was it a long time ago?
Well, I'll go ahead and just double check. I didn't send them.
How did it get flooded?
Be good to do that before the meeting and then
That's for the considerations for
Before the rainy season.
2024. Rap
But,
artists.
the guy went up.
Oh,
they
rap art.
Cleaned up the drainage. Same problem.
So
you know
no,
what?
so let me.
Who was in there today instead. The fans, you know, everything's kind of drunk, so. Things are.
I'm excited about both. of them.
Now, with the electronics. I got them all off the floor while I'm going Wednesday. Put them up.
So-
We've been using it. for-
I don't know if we're looking at those today or not.
If you don't.
No, but I want to get them queued up.
Tell everybody.
Cool.
So page
Hmm.
two
Let's hope
artists
the best.
and Lynn.
What would you go on vacation?
Oh, Lauderdale?
Oh, I'm headed there.
Page
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
two,
What
December.
were you doing?
Vacation.
In the city or taking a cruise?
Just in the city.
Thanks, Paige.
Sure.
Sorry, I've been.
Debbie's was.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was so many canals.
October
You
18th, Debbie. for,
October
A
18th.
lot. No.
Okay.
And then
Oh
the
my
other
God.
one, Mary.
The canal tours, you know, I would have never believed it. You could have told me and I said, you're not telling me the truth.
Yeah, I had no idea there were that many canals.
Rich people
Oh, yeah.
and huge yachts.
You can go ahead and call to.
All set?
And very-
I thought it was really cool.
All right, hello, everybody.
Hey.
Everybody on Zoom. All right, I am now going to call this meeting to order. All right, and let's see. First up is approval of the September 11th meeting minutes from September 11th. Do I have a motion to pass?
Oh, I.
I'll move.
All right. Who has
I'll
the
second it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And then approval of the retreat minutes from our retreat on October 23rd. Motion to approve?
A motion to approve.
Thank you.
Move to approve.
Thank you. All right. So first up, we have one outgoing member and then we're ushering in some new members. So we are saying goodbye to Darwin Peters. He's resigning from the commission, but we are welcoming
Hello.
two new members. Shauna Alexander, who's here tonight. And Laura Martinez, who unfortunately couldn't be here, but
This is on a music cruise.
But we like her raccoons.
All right, so welcome Shauna and Laura. We're excited to have you with us.
Yeah, thanks for making that commitment.
And then do we have any of the, I don't think we have any of the youth council members online with us right now. But we do have three new youth council members joining us on the commission. Jacqueline Rodriguez Leal, Rufaro Guzza, am I saying that right?
I don't know.
And then Marcos Rivera. So welcome to our youth council members.
Yay.
Thank you.
Let's donate that to you.
So we look forward to working with them and having their voice in the space too. And then we will move right into the big part of our agenda tonight, which is a review of the public art policy. This policy is going to the city council meeting on November 27th. So we really want to try to make sure that we have a draft ready because this is our only meeting between now and then.
And just a little bit of background, it's been in a draft form for longer than I've been on the commission, so longer than 8 years. And so it's been a draft. And so we worked really, really hard. I had an intern work on it, I had Lonnie work on it, I worked on it. We consulted with different cities, City of Tacoma, City of Lacey, and so looked at a broad spectrum of policies to make what you are seeing today. The first 5 pages are what we really want to focus on, which is the selection process, when the city council gets involved, when they may help make the recommendations, when we make recommendations to them, when we make our own decisions. So what we're going to do is we're going to read through it paragraph by paragraph. Emily will read through it. We'll give feedback if you have any. And our goal is to get through the first 5 pages. Okay, let's go for it.
All right. First section, Arts Commission Public Art Policy Guidelines. The city of Lakewood provides a variety of high-quality public art as a vehicle to express the city's history and cultural heritage, and as a means to enhance the community's sense of spirit, pride, and values. The Lakewood Arts Commission strives to create a vibrant, healthy community with multiple opportunities to experience and value the arts, and provides places for people to gather and create commonality.
Are we good to go on?
Wonderful.
So got a great goal. Let's do
That
it.
sounds really
Make
good.
it happen.
Let's make it happen. I'm in.
We are.
Okay.
All right, the public art selection process. The city council will approve the public art budget as part of their biennial budget process. A variety of selection processes are in place to accommodate the various types of public art projects in Lakewood, including, but not limited to, signal box wraps, murals, rotating art, and the purchase of artwork and sculptures. The Lakewood Arts Commission will recommend or select artists by giving priority to Lakewood artists and use the following.
Okay,
And-
so we need to delete the extra that.
So that would be to Lakewood artists and use the following.
Mhm.
Proximity preference for sections, providing that the level of professionalism and relevance of art for the project of all the artists is equal. Number 1, Lakewood artists. Number 2, Great Puget Sound regional artists. 3, Pacific Northwest artists. And 4, national artists. In some instances, it may be suitable to partner with various cultural organizations to be more specific, relevant, or inclusive for a specific area or type of artwork. Artists may be paid for their work as noted in the RFP-RFQ.
Should number 2 say Greater Puget Sound?
That was that, yeah, I was looking at that too.
I just wanted to make a side note where it says in some instances that may be suitable to partner. That is because, for example, we're working with the Nisqually tribe on art for, Lua, you're not muted. For art at Fort Silicon Park, because the Nisqually tribe, that is their grounds for historically. So that's a way of working that in. The artist may be paid. That includes like when we narrow down the top 3, for example, and then pay them a stipend to each present a couple concepts. That's to include that.
Yeah, so that last sentence should probably say artists may be paid for their work as noted in the RFP/RFQ process. So the sentence isn't done. We gotta end the sentence.
As noted in the request for proposal.
Yeah.
Oh, what's our request for proposal, request for quote?
Qualifications.
Qualification.
Okay.
Yeah, you could add process to the end of that.
I am.
All right. Are we good to move on? The artist selection process includes these options. Number 1, open competition. The Lakewood Arts Commission will develop and solicit. Is that through public advertisement?
Yes.
Through public advertisement, a request for qualifications, or request for proposal. The Lakewood Arts Commission will review submittals and recommend an artist. Is that submissions or submittals?
I think submissions.
Submission?
Submittal sounds very.
I wasn't sure, that's why. I
Submittals
stopped.
is RFQ and RFP term.
Got it, okay. I learned a new word. The Lakewood Arts Commission will review submittals and recommend an artist or several artists that meet the commission's requirements. The RFQ/RFP process generally asks artists to submit the following information. A cover sheet. B, a letter of interest explaining submission, including the theme or inspiration on which the artwork is based. C, the artist's resume. And D, slides, photos, links to social media, and examples of relevant work, such as a portfolio. Any feedback on that section?
No,
All right, so number 2, public art rosters. Artists may be selected from various public art rosters that are available to the city. Currently, these include, but not limited to, the Washington State Arts Commission roster,
That should be, but are not.
are not limited to. Are not limited to the Washington State Arts Commission roster, the Sound Transit roster, and the City of Tacoma mural roster. Artists on the public art rosters have been vetted. Information on the rosters include the artist resumes, images of previous public installations or artwork.
Bye.
Lua, you're not muted.
Previous commissions, cost of commissions, and where the artist has worked and lived. The Arts Commission will narrow down the list to a select group of artists. Once the artists are selected to participate, they are invited to quote, opt in or opt out, unquote, of the process. Those who quote opted in are then asked to submit a short written response or short written responses to questions such as, what is your approach to public art and why are you interested in this project? B, work samples, digital images of the artist's completed work that are most relevant to the project. Work samples may also include images, location, budget, and description regarding concept and ideas.
In A, there shouldn't be a colon after short written responses. It should be short written responses. Yeah, just there should be no colon or. Any thoughts on that or feedback? Not pretty straightforward.
Right. Number 3, direct selection. The Lakewood Arts Commission may select an artist or completed work following a review of the artist's previous works, studio/gallery tour, and interview with the artist. The artwork must meet the artwork must meet the criteria established by the city.
Good.
Good. All right. Number 4, stakeholders group. A stakeholders group may be formed as needed to create and disseminate an RFQ/RFP, score submissions both independently and as a group, and present the scoring rubric to the Lakewood Arts Commission for discussion. A stakeholder group may be comprised of Lakewood Arts Commission members, business owners, neighbors, professionals, and residents who represent different cultures and organizations. I think so. Stakeholders in the title line has no apostrophe, but then it does in the paragraph. So
I don't think it should have. It should just be plural.
okay.
Oh, so and then below it says the stakeholder group up below. So yeah, the first one should be singular, just a stakeholders group. Stakeholder. Yeah, singular, right? All along in the title and the first sentence and then the last sentence.
The stakeholders group would be a person who's a stakeholder, it would be or it would be a stakeholders group, and a group of stakeholders, right? As I understand English, but it is.
So that kind of, yeah.
Because that comment indicates that you own something, right? So the stakeholders own something, and I think we're just saying it's the whole group of stakeholders. And it's a good thing. It'll be good for us to have.
So those are the 4 ways we have currently gone about selecting artists. And the only ways I know of that we have gone about. And so the city council kind of really wants to know when we start a project, how we're selecting. They are always asking, well, how did you select the artist? So we want to be able to go, it's, number 2 on this policy, it was, private selection. So for example, the private selection wasn't on there before, but I wanted to add that because, Sylvie's best friend was kind of handpicked, the others had come to us in different ways, but I wanted to give us the opportunity to be able to say, hey, this artist is really amazing, let's throw them in the pool. And then so I think that it's comprehensive now and includes all the ways that we want to solicit artists.
I think it's good that it gives priority to people who are residents and kind of blossoms out from there. That's good too. Yeah.
Right. And we saw, for example, with the mural, we actually decided we didn't want to choose. There was one artist from Lakewood, but we're like, actually, in this case, it's not going to take priority because it's more important to have someone really experienced who can really set the stage and show what we can do in Lakewood. Because the mural artist from Lakewood wasn't as experienced and he wasn't showing work that was really what we wanted on that mural. Remember, and so, but with the signal boxes, we are prioritizing Lakewood art, so. Little mix there.
Right, there were other issues there. It wasn't just content, it was the ability to do the project. that we needed.
Is everyone ready? Next section? Criteria for selection process. The selection of the artist shall result in the commissioning, creating, or purchasing of artwork of the highest quality determined by a series of criteria where applicable. Quality. The inherent quality of the artwork is of the highest caliber. Budget. Artist can complete the project within budget. Deadline. Artist can complete the artwork within the given timeline. Professionalism. Through work samples, the artist demonstrates evidence of some or all of the following: mastery of skills and techniques, professional approaches to process and presentation, and/or communication of a unique vision or perspective. Abilities. The artist's resume should demonstrate a professional level of commitment and experience as appropriate. Style and nature. The artwork is appropriate in scale, material, form, and content for the proposed surrounding environment and/or architecture. Particular attention is given to the function of the facility or place, the social and physical context of the artwork, and the way people may interact with the artwork. Permanence and technical feasibility. Materials proposed for the project should be appropriate for proposed physical environment and public usage. Consideration will be given to structural and surface integrity, public safety, protection against theft, vandalism, weathering, excessive maintenance and repair costs, and intended life expectancy of the work. Diversity.
Oh, sorry.
Diversity. Every effort will be made to represent Lakewood's cultural diversity. The overall program will strive for diversity of style, scale, media, subject matter, and geographic distribution of artwork. The program will strive to include innovative work as well as traditional art forms. This may include work from professionals as well as students or upcoming artists.
So I added that piece because I know we, as a group, really want to give the opportunity to students to submit our work.
Any comments on that section?
It's important that we have it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and also, an up and coming artist, if they're new, they aren't gonna have the full portfolio. They aren't gonna be able to prove their professionalism. So we just want to have some avenue.
Can we put another thing up further up there where it was as appropriate, something like that with
Yeah.
experience?
Sure.
Yeah, kind of.
And that's what that
Yeah,
would look
Because
like.
if you're a student and you don't have any experience.
Yeah.
But at the retreat, he mentioned there was a student that designed the wall.
I know.
Yes.
Mashed potato Vietnam. I was gonna think of it that way.
Did anyone else do a deep dive into that after? I did.
No, I
got
hadn't heard
really
of that story
into the
before,
story.
actually.
I got really into it.
Oh, I'd like to hear about it after this. Sounds great.
All right, review and approval process. Once a project and an artist have been recommended or approved, the Lakewood Arts Commission will create a design review process and timeline to support project development based on the council approved approved project, budget, and work program. The Lakewood Arts Commission will approve art projects under $15,000. City Council will be briefed for concurrence for any art piece under $15,000 prior to the work being completed. City Council will review all artwork valued over $15,000 and will be briefed throughout the design and development process and before any artwork is committed to fabrication. Council reviews and approves all artist contracts valued over $50,000 per city policy.
So none of this was in the draft. So we really wanted to be clear about when we need to go to city council. For example, did we want them to review that mural and start commenting on the purple bunny and giving feedback? That would have been, really difficult. So, all our murals are in our proposed budget are less than, $6,000 or less. And we wouldn't have to, but also the city council wasn't aware at all of the mural. So this idea of really keeping them in the loop, but saying, hey, we'll make the final decisions on those.
So even if they're under 15,000, we'll give them a heads up, but
They'll be briefed along the way. that can mean in like Mary's report to the city manager, and then he relays the information to them. It doesn't have to be at a council meeting.
Okay.
We all set to move on? Public art donations or acquisitions guidelines. City Council will review proposed public art acquisitions and or proposed gifts of artwork recommended by the Lakewood Arts Commission. The commission will make a recommendation to the City Council for action. Proposed public art acquisitions and or proposed gifts of loan artwork are evaluated on the following criteria: the overall quality of the artwork, the context within the city collection, if the artwork has aesthetic merit and enhances the city's existing collection, if the artwork engages the public, if the piece susceptible to vandalism or graffiti is. If there is a safe and appropriate location for the art. Sufficient funding to have the artwork become a permanent part of the city's collection. The appropriateness in size, scale, material, form, and style for the identified space. Condition, durability, installation, and maintenance requirements of the artwork. Any restrictions set by the donor of a gift must be clearly identified and be approved by the city.
Good.
Lonnie, didn't we put something about acquisition, the annual? Does that come later?
That might come later.
Okay.
What are we referring to in that last sentence of approved by the city?
Oh, sorry.
By the city council, by the city arts commission? Or just city of Lakewood?
Well, the council has to approve a donation over a certain dollar amount. I don't know what that is. It might be 50.
So in the very beginning of the policy, the Lakewood Arts Commission is identified in the rest of the document as commission. So I don't think it refers to us.
Well, it would still be us, I guess making wouldn't it be the arts commission making the recommendation? And then it would maybe be the budgetary thing that once it's over a certain dollar amount that city council has to approve it because of the budget. I just think that sentence has to get cleaned up a little bit.
Any restrictions? I mean, to me, that means like where it would live or something, any restrictions?
Well, so here's an example. Let's say, I don't know, somebody has this amazing Viking boat art and they say, but it has to be on a plinth in the middle of gravelly lake. I want it surrounded by water in the middle of gravelly lake. So who are we saying is, so that the donor has said they've, identified what they want. Who are we saying is approving that?
To me, that when Mary refers to city, it's usually a city staff person.
Oh, okay.
That's how I read it.
Within the guidelines of the amounts.
Well, that doesn't leave it nice and open. Flexibility.
That wasn't my fault.
Well, we meant Mary's making the decision.
Georgia maintenance.
Okay, so maybe it's not a problem that it's written that way. I mean, this is just, it's a guideline, so yeah, okay. Well, let's keep it open-ended.
Right. Technical specifications. The Lakewood Arts Commission must review the actual work, if available, or scale drawing and or models consisting of a site plan and elevation describing any applicable of the following: surrounding site condition, dimensions, materials and finishes, colors, electrical, plumbing, or other utility requirements, construction and installation method, additional support materials such as written description of the artwork, specifications, and models. Presentation drawings by a licensed engineer may be required. Content within the artwork needs to be brought to the attention of the Arts Commission and literal meaning explained in detail. Donors proposing gifts will be informed of the importance of the above criteria. The Lakewood Arts Commission will have the authority to review and recommend to City Council to accept or reject donated artwork on behalf of the city.
Well, yeah,
Prints it down there.
Art on loan. For temporary artwork proposed on loan to the city, the owner or owner's designee will be required to enter into an art display agreement, setting forth the length of the loan and other terms such as location, maintenance requirements, insurance, value of artwork, installation and removal responsibility, liability, security, and other conditions pertinent to the agreement.
oh, here it is, the city art. purchase.
So, wait a minute. So we're asking, how did that insurance part read? We're asking,
Can you
who's
scroll
going to
down?
be insuring these pieces of art? The city or the
Right,
artist?
it's right there.
What?
The art on loan.
If it's on loan, then the artist will be responsible for providing the insurance.
Not the city, because if.
I know, that's weird.
The lobby, isn't the city responsible for that?
So
Cause how are we, what
The
is their,
city
what
has
is
a
their
whole
insurance
complex.
going to look like?
the city has full time lists, so we would not, yeah. Yeah, we have full time lists.
That means that some artists aren't on a display because if somebody walks off with their art.
Well, I think we're talking about big pieces here was this is what I'm thinking, like big the big sculptures or something.
It says on loan.
Yeah,
Right, so if we did the rotating plinth, it's on loan. Right, the sculptures are on loan. But yeah, I'm not sure how insurance.
well, because I mean,
think we need to just look into that.
yeah, I mean, from what I remember, it's been a couple of years, but the way that Puyallup did it, they worked with the city of Puyallup to insure those pieces of art for the artist. That's the way I remember. You know, because it's on city grounds.
Yeah.
And I mean, and if we're going to be trying to, you know, appeal to a large group of artists that want to like,
Circle that.
you know, I
and
mean,
I'll take
there
it to Mary.
there may be younger
that.
artists that may not be able to afford insurance. Or, I mean, what if one submits like a piece of art, a sculpture, and he's 20? What's it gonna be on their parents' rider? You know, homeowners insurance? I mean, I'm
So
not
I'll
sure how
take
that's
that to Mary and
gonna-
I'll discuss that with Mary. She'll know.
I think it's more the seasoned artists that are gonna be reticent to like, or hesitant to wanna leave their art in the, like, we have gallery setting. And somebody walks off with it, they just lost a piece of art that's income potentially. So I think it's the city that needs to. Like Susan will know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll talk about to the people that know. But I'll get an answer for it.
Oh, all the art got wet, like, you're really thinking like,
Well, the ones here have signed
Yeah.
an agreement
Yeah.
that we're not responsible if anything happens or it's stolen. But the insurance piece I'll figure out.
All right.
So this is the new piece, just
Okay.
because remember when we presented to city council, they said they wanted to purchase a piece of art possibly every year. So this is new.
City art purchases. The city will periodically acquire pieces of art to enrich the community, promote art appreciation, and enhance the aesthetics of our city. It is the intent of this policy that all art be tasteful, non-controversial, and non-offensive. Purchases of art for the permanent art collection may be based on the following criteria. Budget. City council will allocate a budget for the purchase of artwork each year. The amount will be determined based on available funds and costs of the recommended artwork. Selection. The Lakewood Arts Commission will vote on the art to purchase and recommend the piece to City Council. Recommendations. The recommendations of the Lakewood Arts Commission will be presented to City Council for final approval. Criteria. Artwork must be original and suitable for public display and meet any applicable safety standards. Timing. The selection process will take place annually, with the final decision being made by City Council at a designated meeting. The Artist and Arts Commission will establish a mutually agreed upon delivery date.
Well, there the timing says annually, and the first one we changed to periodically versus annually. So if you go to the top, it says the city will periodically acquire pieces of art.
Yeah.
So maybe we want to change it to, why don't you scroll down and put,
Yeah, switch that to periodically.
this will take place, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So we're not doing it annually, it's just periodically.
Well,
But that could be. Yeah.
I don't wanna be super picky, but the word tasteful, I find kind of like, what's one person's taste is not another person's taste, so I don't know if we need to include that. I mean, I think that where's that? Yeah, where it says it, I was just gonna suggest, if we just say, basically.
Where are you looking?
Oh,
it was in the first, the
The
opening,
first
it was in the opening,
Sorry.
paragraph.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all art be non-controversial and non-offensive, all of those things are so subjective.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna say that same
Yeah.
thing. I
like,
mean,
you could maybe see something a little on the more positive side and just say, looking for art that is the most universally appealing to the citizens or to the
We could
stakeholders.
just take that sentence out.
yeah, because I mean, like,
Yeah.
like the
All
gateway,
together.
like the gateway arts weren't controversial until they became controversial. So, I mean, how do we avoid,
Yeah, let's just take that whole sentence.
yeah,
out.
I mean, we can't really bind ourselves to those 3 words.
Art in its nature is just gonna be,
Right.
different for everyone, as we all know.
Well, and I like the
About that,
phrase,
Nikki, we'll just take that.
I like the phrase before that sentence, it'll enhance the aesthetics of our
Right.
city.
There you
So I think
And that's that.
There you go,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're not here to be tastemakers.
Less is more.
Um,
Mauricio would be worried about it.
Right.
Okay. Donated or commissioned memorials, objective, to provide procedures for the donation of memorial artwork to honor an event, contemporary or historical, occasion, outstanding member of the community, or similar purpose. Guidelines. City Council will review proposed installation of memorial artwork by the Lakewood Arts Commission. The Lakewood Arts Commission will work with the donor and affected city boards, commissions, or community organizations and associations to recommend an appropriate site for the work. For proposed memorial public art sited in a municipal park, a recommendation from the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board will be required. Proposed commissioned memorial art shall not honor a living person unless that person has made significant and outstanding contributions to the art or civic community. The waiting period of at least 1 year should elapse from the time of A, the initial nomination of a living individual, B, the passing away of the deceased individual, C, the occurrence of the event in order to be eligible for consideration as a commissioned memorial public artwork. Proponents of memorial art will approach the Lakewood Arts Commission with their ideas for intended public art. The Lakewood Arts Commission will establish a dialogue with the proponent and/or artist and affected departments. As a result of this dialogue, the Lakewood Arts Commission will make a recommendation to City Council. The recommendation may propose one of the ideas or recommend a different design approach or art location. Proposed memorial public art may be evaluated on the following criteria: the fit of the artwork into the overall character of public art already on display throughout the city, the timeless quality of the artwork, including its significance and appeal to future generations. Memorial proposals honoring individuals or a personal event should be represented in a form that has a broader community interest and moves the viewer to a special experience. Examples include community parks, landscaped gardens and plazas, sculpture and artworks, plaques about history or the environment, poetry, fountains, park benches, site furnishings, etc. The artist's success in expressing the spirit of the person or event to be commemorated. The precedent that is set by the artwork. Will this work set a precedent that will be difficult to follow? If strictly followed, will the precedent diminish the value of the previous, possibly adjacent memorial public art? The artistic merit of the artwork, the proposed location of the artwork. The location should be an appropriate setting for the memorial and should not interfere with existing and proposed circulation and used patterns artwork. The fit in terms of the size, scale, material, form, and style for the area in which it is to be located. Condition, durability, installation, and maintenance requirements of the artwork. The Lakewood Arts Commission recognizes that a particular location may reach a saturation point, and it would then be appropriate to consider limitations or a moratorium of future memorial installations at a particular location or area. Memorials become part of the city art collection and, as such, may be relocated. Memorial donations to help fund the acquisition of public art will be accepted at any time and earmarked for current or future installations. Celebratory gifts may be commemorative in nature or may mark a life event such as the birth of a loved one, an anniversary, a graduation, a business, or a celebration of an event or group. Funds will be used to help fund current or future installations.
Wow, okay, I've got a bunch. Anyone else?
I'm wondering if the timeless one. That's on the heels of, trying to not, that we should just take that whole bullet point out. Not worry about, is it gonna be timeless? Cause we don't know that.
Right, that came up in our,
Yeah.
Yeah.
From-
so they aren't numbered, so let's go back up and you're gonna find. That right? Oh, where did we just go?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. So for me, thank you, that was a good catch. It says, the Arts Commission will establish a dialogue. As a result of this dialogue, we'll make a recommendation. But then we go on to say the art will be evaluated by the following criteria. We're really making the recommendation based on their criteria, not on the dialogue. Right?
Yes.
So it should say something to the effect that as a result of evaluating the art on the below criteria, the Lakewood Arts Commission will make a recommendation, right? It's not about a dialogue. We're not
Yeah,
making a
yeah.
recommendation based on the, I don't even think you need to put, we'll establish a dialogue. I mean, that's. But anyway, so as a result of evaluating the art based on the below criteria. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Oh, yeah,
Nikki?
yeah, definitely.
Okay. And then if I saw another one, down below,
Let's delete the timeless.
and we're
the second
deleting the
bullet,
I
timeless,
think that's
correct,
second.
yeah.
Yeah, it almost begs the question, there are a lot of memorial art proposals that we need to get concerned about, like.
And then if you go down, it was like the third one from the bottom, it said something about a pattern. I didn't understand.
Right here, the
Yeah,
fourth one.
yeah.
Use patterns artwork,
Yeah,
what does that mean? Existing and proposed circulation and use patterns artwork, what does that mean?
I think the word artwork should just be gone.
And
It's like use patterns, like.
How would be used.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's just delete
It's
artwork.
really dense. I don't know who wrote this.
And then when you go down, those are like all criteria, and then like the last three are just, they aren't criteria. It's just like more like polished.
yeah.
It almost, it seems to me.
So just remove the bullet points and just make them statements.
Yeah, it should just be its own paragraph, maybe at the end.
Yeah, I think a lot of it can be cut. I'm unsure as to why it's there. It just doesn't seem to
It's
make
very
sense.
involved.
It is, it almost begs the question, is there a problem with too much memorial art being? I'm sorry.
Well, I think we want to avoid getting in a situation where someone wants to donate and then is really offended because we don't accept it, or you know what I mean?
And then we have to have a very solid policy.
Yeah, and we can say, well, you know,
There's our
this.
policy.
And I think especially that part of waiting a year is really important because
yeah.
people get really emotional and want to do it. And then they're like, oh my God, what have we done? Right?
Yeah, that's true. It makes me think about the Marcus Walker Way that we put up over here. when Marcus Walker passed away, like Playhouse. And I love seeing that street name. I think that's funny that we did that. They did create a brick wall, you know, and it's kind of like art, but not really. So we would have done something differently had we had guidance, so.
Yeah, good point.
Right. Decommission of artwork. Objective, to provide procedures for the withdrawal of city-owned artwork from public display. Guidelines. Decommissioning should be cautiously applied only after careful and impartial evaluation, including input from the Lakewood Arts Commission, art professionals, the public, the artist, with final review by City Council. Decommissioning or relocation of artwork may be considered for one or more of the following reasons. The condition or security of the artwork cannot be reasonably guaranteed in its present location. The artwork presents a public safety risk. The artwork is damaged and repair is not feasible. In the event the artwork is damaged, staff will prepare a report that documents the original cost of the artwork, estimated market value, and the estimated cost of repair. Significant changes in the use, character, or actual design of the site requires reevaluation of the artwork in relationship to the site. The artwork requires excessive maintenance or has failures in design or workmanship. The work is discovered to be inauthentic, fraudulent, or stolen. The work has not withstood the test of time. The work has been professionally determined to no longer possess aesthetic or artistic value to justify continued upkeep and storage within the municipal art collection.
Can we pause there?
Yep.
Do we want to take that timeless piece out?
Yep, yep.
I think there was,
I mean, I think in that instance, it's like, hey, this doesn't fit with,
Yeah.
you know,
then
the
it doesn't.
time, so it is applicable here where it may not be over there.
Yeah, because it's saying, okay, this in fact has not withstood the test of time.
Right.
So what about, if you get a piece of art by an artist who is later discovered to have some issues that. I'll just give like an example, it's anti-Semitic or something like that. Are you gonna put like something in there, like a kind of a sentence saying, you know, it's if the person is offensive or, you know, somewhere down the line you discover that a person is offensive to race, culture, whatever.
I think we could put a broad,
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to hone it down to that. I think we can just make some sort of a broad statement that. You know, just gives the city the power to do what they want.
The city reserves the right to. With the art.
Yeah, like what they're doing in the
Yeah.
South with the Confederate generals
Yeah.
memorial, yeah. They're
How would
decommissioning.
we phrase
They're
that?
decommissioning.
How would you phrase that?
They're not destroying it, they are decommissioning it, there's a whole
Right.
process that, I just heard a story on it recently, they're actually moving the horse general.
How do you-
Really?
They're
Well,
moving
if
it.
you go to
They
the
melt it.
first one, what was that
Yes,
very first
it's
bullet
in
point? I'm wondering if
secret.
it fell
It's gonna be
under
an
that.
They secretly melted the statue.
I didn't hear that, I just heard they're decommissioning.
Yeah, because they didn't want it to appear in another location.
Oh,
I'm just wondering if it fits under.
But if the artwork itself is not offensive,
right, that's right.
I mean,
but there would be an outcry of why are you supporting these artists if they are, you know, racist or anti-Semitic or whatever.
You can, I think we can include language, I like that word problematic, because something becomes problematic for whatever reason, it becomes under review, you know, and then there's a process, the review process. It doesn't just, nothing happens quickly, but yeah, definitely, there should be, I think,
So could that fall under the artwork? The work is discovered to be inauthentic, fraudulent,
That was my.
problematic, or,
yes, yes.
you know, problematic.
Problematic, such a good
Or
word.
it could be, well, yeah, but problematic
That's
could
pretty
be
good.
like,
Could be anything.
well, you could have one family who's just constantly protesting something and they're the only family that's doing it.
Well, yeah,
And
I
then they're
think we would use
problematic.
it.
Well,
But
Well,
what
I
about
think-
this, that second paragraph could start out like.
The city of Lakewood reserves the right to decommission artwork for any reasons, including, which may
Maybe you don't even. have
may
to
include
say
some of the
it. I mean,
following.
Maybe you don't even have to list the includes, maybe just leave it.
Yeah, the city of Lakewood reserves the
Yeah,
right to.
because I think
decommission
once you put the, like, this and this, you're gonna get people bucking for, you know, like, well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, here we paid for it, so we should,
And it's a city.
or is that understood that we deserve?
well, if you just say they have the right to decommission.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
Period.
this is
Okay,
something
got
Arts
that, Nikki.
Council's
So
all
Not
about
the
right
city
now.
of Lakewood
right to
reserves the right to
decommission
decommission
artwork.
artwork,
Going on all over the
Period.
nation right now, so we're just right.
period.
Period.
Um,
And Mariel,
Right, you're saying you don't lay out all the reasons why you would
Right.
want to do
Yeah.
that possibly.
We don't
Yeah.
want,
Yeah,
we'll get those, that family that's gonna protest.
right.
I think the third bullet point,
wait, I want to make sure Nikki's.
I got
she's
it.
the only one. Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead.
I think we can just stick. With the, like, the first sentence, the artwork. Is damaged and repair is not feasible. we don't have to do the
Yeah.
whole in the event of, then there's a report, documents and blah, blah, blah. I think,
It's just a good, it's a.
Yeah,
read.
it's not a process, it's a
Yeah.
policy.
And if the city chooses to repair the damages, then that's
that's
the
just,
city's decision.
right, it's a
It doesn't
budget
have to
issue
be
at
in
that
there.
point.
Mhm.
I feel like that, the last bullet point, the work has now is that last bullet point is really all about what's happening across the nation right now, as people are, arts commissions are going, oh, we have to be careful, just in case something changes in the future. Yeah,
Good job, everyone. Let's
Wait,
keep-
is there a word after artistic?
Yeah.
Oh, value. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Okay,
Paragraph. Procedures for possible decommissioning of work will be initiated by a majority vote of the Lakewood Arts Commission or at direction from City Council. The following describes specific procedures for decommission or relocation. Review of any restrictions which may apply to the specific work based on contract review. Assessment of options for storage or disposition of artwork, which may include sale, trade, return to the artist, or gift. The Lakewood Arts Commission may seek additional information regarding the artwork from the public, the artist, art galleries, curators, appraisers, or other professionals prior to making a recommendation. Analysis of reasons for decommissioning the art. The Lakewood Arts Commission will provide its recommendation to Lakewood City Council for final determination.
That's well written. We all work together.
I'll just finish the rest of the document then. Artists whose work is being considered for decommission shall be formally notified by mail using the current address of record originally provided by the artist. All artwork under consideration for decommission will be accompanied by a staff report that includes A, reasons for the suggested decommission, B, accession method, cost, and current market value, C, documentation of correspondence with the artist, D, photo documentation of site conditions if applicable, and E, official police report if applicable. Distribution of sales funds. In the event that the removed artwork is sold pursuant to the subsections above, the proceeds of such sale shall be deposited into the municipal art fund of the city of Lakewood.
art fund. I got
No current member of the Lakewood Arts Commission or staff to the commission within the most recent 2 years from the date of consideration of decommission shall be allowed to bid and or purchase the decommissioned artwork. Oh, interesting.
Shouldn't we
Is that it?
provide something to where the artist should be able to purchase their own piece of art back if they want to, if we're considering to be like, I think that they should be given the first
Given
opportunity.
first consideration.
Yeah, rather than,
First right.
rather than to just sell this, at an auction. So,
Doesn't it say that? Did I miss something? Wasn't that above?
well, it says that they'll be notified.
they'll be
Yeah,
notified.
Just that they'll be notified.
But you might give them the right, it's their art.
It is their art, I
At
mean,
least give them that courtesy.
I'm just wondering if that would always be.
that's a good point. I mean,
I mean, we could still do that without, writing, but
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, so you're not,
yeah, I guess you want to be careful what you get locked into in your policy.
yeah, that's a good point.
you don't want to get sued.
Mm-hmm.
What's the problem? Possible problem? Explain that to me.
No, I was just
Sometimes you
putting out
can't
a thought.
even foresee what that is, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know, I was just wondering, like,
So,
is it like, what if I wanted a piece of art really bad, so I got the city to fund it, and then I bought it? Is that the fear?
Maybe we don't need to put that in there. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think it's a good thought, but I didn't see it in any other policies.
yeah.
So that might be an indication.
Mhm. Yeah, because it could lock us into something that we would want to
Mhm.
avoid. Okay.
I think the
I'll buy it.
the all artwork under consideration for decommission and then, A, B, C, D, E. I think we can scrap all of that. We don't have to officially say that we're gonna provide a police report and a record, and, I mean, obviously, the city's gonna have public records of why we are doing what we're doing.
Well, that kind of goes along with what we scrapped.
We could just put, all artists whose work is being considered for decommission shall be formally notified by mail. With the necessary documentation,
In a timely manner.
Yeah.
Like,
you know.
that's in there.
I think it-
Prescribed.
Yeah.
I wonder if this has to do with in inner cities or something. I don't know. Just so interesting.
And then we'll delete it. You got that?
You also want to delete that sentence with all artwork under
Yeah.
consideration.
Yes, please. Yes, please, Nikki, thank you.
Got it.
I meant to bring Halloween candy for everyone,
Oh,
but I never
God,
made
Halloween.
it.
I'm glad you didn't.
Sorry, I thought I didn't.
I came all the way here.
Yeah.
God, some of us have had movies.
Okay, thank, good job, everyone. So can we live with this and be happy with this and proud of this?
I'm glad we did it. I was just really, this has been in the news all over the place. Cities are dealing with this, so.
Okay, thank you. And we'll just go on from there, Emily.
All right, yeah, next on the agenda is the Public Art Committee.
Did you want to do a formal
Oh, okay, formal.
motion to
Oh, yeah,
recommend?
motion to recommend, okay, all right, a formal, do I have anybody, a formal motion to recommend, art policy to the city council? Motion to.
So with the changes
move
made,
forward.
I moved to push it forward. to the
That's
city
it.
council.
Wait a second.
And, or a second, thank you.
We have three. Okay, and so then you can go down to Rivers.
Thank you. Yes, so we are moving on now to the Public Art Committee. First from that committee is the approval of River Meshi single box art.
I just saw it. It was great.
Yeah, so. This has been installed, the first
Ooh, I
one.
can't wait to see it.
So
So it does have a label on it that has the address and the front, as you can see there. It's the first time that's happened, and I contacted Public Works and they said they're not, well, the print company said they're not allowed to cover this. I just think it's interesting, it's never come up before. They were, yeah. So at first I was nervous, I was like, oh, maybe we don't own this box and we wrapped the wrong box, but that's not the case, we do own it.
So who's the
It just has the address of the box, so
Yeah.
that, you know, if anyone needs to come service it, they know the address. Now,
Oh.
Good point. So what about the other one?
what is going on?
That's an interesting.
You know what?
I
I've got the
location
email.
Of that. If it's on other boxes, how that's gonna affect
Right.
our artwork.
I know it really does affect it. It's like,
Well,
okay,
it's
so-
not in outer
I
space
know,
on this one,
it's
but.
simple.
Yeah.
It's parts.
Here's the response from Public Works. It is a city-owned electrical service and battery backup cabinet for the traffic signal system. The address is for the service cabinet. The address label needs to be displayed on the cabinet. I presume it could be relocated, possibly to one of the corners or the center of the base of the cabinet, so it isn't in the middle of the image. But I guess I need to respond, like, where are the, you know, this has never come up before. And then I need to know, do you want him to move it?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It should
They
only
can
be,
put it on the base.
just put it on the base in the corner or
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Did they do this after it was wrapped?
No.
It was like this and they wrapped around it?
Yes.
You would think they would ask us though.
But we're asking for it to be on the concrete, not the
Yeah.
bottom of the box.
So it is just.
Cause that's the way he said it, it makes me think he meant the bottom
The
of the
bottom of the box,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
So it would still be in the artwork. Yeah.
Put it on the base, the concrete
The
base.
concrete, yeah.
But what if there's not a concrete base? Is there always a concrete base? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or
there
it may
is.
not attach well to.
Let's look at the other one. So have we just never seen it before? Is it on the other one?
No.
Yeah, we've never seen the
Look
address
how
before.
beautiful that looks.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So then we'll go to the next one, which is below it, which we do need to approve.
Ah.
Where's the address?
Stunning.
He thought he was like right over her face.
Oh, there it is. Look, Sally. Who's there?
Oh, man, I feel like such a failure.
Where are they on the other one?
I don't feel like I've ever seen them on the other one.
Why didn't they like actually just let us know about this before it was all? How did that disconnect happen? Like,
Because they didn't have to work on a.
Oh.
no, I know, but.
The rep company.
Pritt
should have-
Northwest, you know, had to have done this. I mean, did Pritt Northwest ask for contact them? How'd that happen? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, so Nikki brought it to my attention. Because when, and then I contacted the brick company, they said, oh yeah, if there's ever a label or anything, we aren't allowed to cover it. And then I talked to John about it, and I just emailed him back, like, where are all the other addresses on the other box, because this hasn't happened. So I'll drill down on it.
Maybe not all the boxes.
And ask
need
them
to
if
have
they can
address.
be moved too.
I did,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
I just, yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Just feel
Oh, well,
bad for
we live, we learn.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
We need
Just when you
approvals
think
on
we
it?
have it all figured out.
So anyways, we need a vote to, a motion to approve.
Oh, this particular
Yeah.
one? All right, yes. Do I have a motion to approve this
I'll
design?
motion.
All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Approve? Second? All right, motion is passed. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes.
All right, next up is to select 10 single box art locations for 2024.
Yay.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
I
so
can
who
get,
wants-
I can get started on that soon.
I have a proposition.
Mhm.
There's a big old empty one right at a big intersection, really popular one that's on Stillicum Boulevard and right there where Lake Stillicum kind of dumps out. There's like a three-way, I don't remember what street it is that goes into Stillicum Boulevard. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's blank, so.
Okay.
And then, Public Work, or, well, Scott and O&M had suggested the one by the Ford Toyota on South Tacoma Way.
Yeah,
I guess there's
the fourth.
Yeah.
No, not.
We mean Toyota.
or Ford.
those
Okay,
ones.
fourth, okay.
And then, the one we didn't wrap will be one of them on 512 and Second
Okay.
Avenue, and that'll be the military box.
The one,
Oh,
military
yeah.
one.
Cool.
And then I also kind of wanted
Going
to
to Hub.
gauge everybody's opinion over this, because I think that there are electrical utility boxes, these pillars that are around the new roundabouts. So I assume they're controlling electricity to power like the sculpture in the middle, you know what I mean? So I'm wondering if we want to maybe see about making those eligible for a wrap as well. I mean, they're more of like a pillar.
Mhm.
You know, have you seen those?
I don't recall, I'm sure I have, but
Yeah, I mean, when you drive through by those roundabouts, there's one right in front of Lakewell Gardens.
mhm.
And then there's another one somewhere right about maybe like on the, right in front of the,
So this is
Lakewood
the-
Water District.
Okay, like where the Lotus Blossom is.
Yeah, they're a stainless steel pillar, and I think they're the electrical boxes controlling the electricity that are in the round. I can't figure out what they're for. There's no
Yeah.
stoplights there.
Right.
So it's the only thing I can figure is that they're controlling the electricity for, the roundabout, the middle of the roundabout. So,
And we still have plenty left of the regular boxes, so
Sure.
you've got that map, right? Okay, so I'll inquire about that.
yeah. And
Do you, okay, so do
now,
you,
maybe I should ask the city if they can give us a new updated map, because things have been changing.
okay,
Because the map I've been using is maybe outdated, because it's still gonna have lights along Washington Boulevard, and there's no lights along Washington anymore. It's all roundabouts.
okay,
And maybe what their proposal for new roundabouts are, because we don't want to wrap a box and then a year later, it's gonna be taken out because we didn't know that it was gonna be, a roundabout.
okay. Good thoughts. And when do you think you can have that to the Arts Commission?
I could probably have it like next week or so.
Oh, how about the next meeting? That
Okay.
gives you 4 weeks.
Perfect.
Okay.
Right.
And I did want to say that I took the liberty, we've got the city magazine that goes to 30,000 households, and I took the liberty of putting in a call to artists for the single boxes, because I just didn't want to miss that magazine.
Yeah, good.
And I figured if we don't want to use them, we don't have to, but this way we'll start getting the word out there.
Yeah, more better. Good job.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you. We want to be as transparent and open as possible,
Mhm.
so that's. 2,000.
All right, recap of the Juan Latore art reception that was on October 2nd.
So thank you for those who came to that reception. It was a great turnout and we had live jazz. You were there. And we had about 67 people. So the numbers are going up and good. And we have, you know, 2 new rotating artists, Roberto Sanchez and Renee Julio. So you've seen their art and they're doing a reception this month, November 20th from 5 to 7 p.m. So typically we've had them when we have an arts commission meeting, but you know, we need to have our arts commission meeting. So November 20th, if everyone can come and support that, that would be great. And if you can spread the word.
I will do my best. I won't be here. I do wonder, it'd be so cool to have the artists speak a little bit in a more public way, maybe grab a microphone. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
thank you.
possible.
And I
It's
thought maybe do a demo.
about their
too.
art. Yeah.
So Renee was saying he does a style of tempera painting where you use egg.
Mm.
And he's trained in that. It's a Japanese style. So I thought if they could do some fun demo or something.
And just talk about their process. I think everyone's curious to know how you.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
Give someone a reason.
And if they do that, we should establish a time
Yes.
of them when they're gonna do that, because I mean, some people aren't gonna be here the whole entire reception. They would wanna know
Mhm.
what the time they're gonna be speaking in.
A short artist presentation and whatever.
Mhm.
And we'll have jazz again.
Yay.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful touch.
Okay.
Great. So the last item for the Public Art Committee is to select the 2024 rotating artists.
So, yeah, because January is right around the corner. And we kind of went through the whole team of our Hispanic and Latino artists. And so for 2024, I have some art for you. Some people sent in from the commission sent in recommendations. Also, Emily suggested a student art show from Pierce College as well as a faculty art show. And why don't you speak to that and how the faculty wants to go first?
Yeah, so the faculty, just since they want to just get a sense of what the show is like in the space, so then they'll be better equipped to work with the students to display their pieces. So the faculty have requested they do their art show first, so that maybe during fall quarter or winter quarter, our students can come over and do our show. So
Great.
yeah,
So what I was wondering, and I think I emailed this. Oh, go ahead.
It wouldn't be fine.
not right now. Yeah, they wanted to go first. So
So what I was thinking is if they did April 2nd quarter, I think I emailed you this then, because they and the students won't be around over the summer. So really it needs to be 2nd quarter and 4th quarter. Is the only way we could do it. And so I don't know if you had a chance to run that by them.
yeah, I think they were just wondering like how many pieces typically get hung, if
Mhm.
there's a limit. So
Why don't, so we can hang up to about 40 pieces, I would say. Wouldn't you say?
Scale.
Yeah, it just depends on the scale.
But yeah, they are that they are fine with that date rate.
So what I would do is have them come visit the space. That would be the next step.
easiest way to do that.
And then they would get an idea and then October, November, December, and give September for the students to get their stuff together. And then that 4th quarter, the students go.
What are the quarters again? What are they?
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah. So, so that's 2 shows, and then that just leaves 2. And we'll show you an artist that Adriana recommended,
Which one is it?
the one you just had up.
Oh. Where did that- This one?
So this is her portfolio, and we'll just scroll through it. There's a lot there. I think Adriana saw her in the Tacoma Public Art Tour.
A lot of mushrooms. Yeah,
What's her medium? I'm a resident?
I know, I go. What'd you say?
There was a pilot that liked them.
Oh,
He was in the cockpit.
yeah, exactly. Need to turn off the
That's
engine.
kind of neat.
Yeah. That a fire extinguisher.
Oh, I like those last ones.
Yeah.
Those are the most interesting.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
I found one of your liaisons, the only one, she has an idea, but I'll let you. Drag me on a hope. Since it, no, you're gonna participate in your meeting, and I don't wanna. If you have a like time for free contribution.
Okay, we'll make sure we hear
All
your
right,
voice.
thank
Hi
you.
and welcome.
Like,
And you're Jacqueline?
Yeah, I'm Jackie. My name's Jacqueline. Nice to meet you all.
you too.
We're just selecting some rotating artists here for the hallway, and this is one of the artists we're looking at.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Look at your feet. They're bastards.
Back to the mushrooms.
Lots of mushrooms.
So I think we have an idea, everyone, of Stephanie's work. So that was one. And the second one is Ron Snowden. He just won a big award at the Puyallup Fair. He got first prize for watercolor. And we'll just scroll through some of his, and he came really highly recommended by Mauricio. And he's also served as a judge, an artist judge for competitions. And so obviously his medium's watercolor. He is in the running to have his art displayed for a year at the governor's mansion. So if he did this, he could only do the first quarter.
Like stuff. Like it.
So his resume is about 4 pages long. He's won many, many, many awards. And I think you're getting an idea of his art. So if we chose him, if you chose him, he'd be first quarter faculty. Well, the reason I like Pierce College is it's a big constituent of people. They would have so many people that could come to the reception, and it's equally about that as the artist. So, and then for, okay, he still has more.
The stakeholder thing, yeah.
So that's that. And then we also asked Sylvie and Daryl if they would like to show,
Oh, yay.
and that could be our summer months. Neither of them had anything to show today, unless Daryl, did you have something to show? So I imagine the Arts Commission will want to see your work before we select you.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do that? How do you want to show them your work?
I'm not sure yet. You didn't give me some. I'm still like into the MLK thing. I can't.
Okay. Okay. You're muted.
Cheryl, you're muted.
And with all due respect, I'm not sure I have the body of work that a lot of these artists have. I do have a portfolio, but it's kind of finite in the direction it's going. As you know, my passion's been music and art, so they kind of tend to go that way. I do some geometric pieces that perhaps would be interesting, but I'm concerned that the body of work isn't there. So I appreciate the offer. Believe me. I think my passion would be one of the stakeholders in setting up the criteria. That's where I'd like to put my energies, if that's possible.
Yeah, thanks for being transparent. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
What if we did Arts Commission, like, Pierce College is putting a body of work together, what if Arts Commission would want? There's a lot of artists in our group, and if everybody did, maybe 1 to 3 pieces, wouldn't that be fun? I know you just,
That would be fun.
what do y'all?
That could be fall, or that could be first quarter.
Then you'd be back in
2025.
there.
Well, I think we'd have to show the art to everyone. Just like we would with anyone else. I think it's great. But we need to come to the table with the art pieces that you display.
Yeah, it would probably be in the form of a portfolio. And I could have that, I could provide that probably at our next meeting, if that's what you want.
So are you saying you're back in?
I kind of like Sylvie's idea, actually, of all of us having an opportunity to present and not just, you
So
know.
we have, why don't you tell me if you're an artist and have art to display?
I've got, yeah, I'd have to figure out what I've got. I got stuff.
So we're back to Sylvie. So we're back to Sylvie and Daryl and maybe Lonnie.
And Susan, Susan's an artist too.
Okay.
I know that she has some pieces. Paige, you don't have anything?
I'm a singer, songwriter. I can sing you a song. We got 3 CDs out. Excited about, I've published them all, so, but it's just the music is different.
Okay. My hope is that we can be more organized with the rotating art and be really ahead of the game so that we can pick our rotating art receptions and have that really published out instead of doing it month or quarter, you know, month by month, quarter by quarter, and everything's kind of last minute. That way you can get into our magazines. So if you four could bring something to the table at December in 4 weeks, if that's too soon, we can do January.
I think that's
January. So
possible.
we'll see in January.
Well, for the next meeting, I could make sure that you ensure that the portfolios of my artists are more properly sent to you so that we could.
Yeah, and that's for the signal boxes though, right?
Well, yeah, I actually would love for them to be considered here too, if you want,
Okay.
for display, but,
Okay.
but both, you know, but they're not Lakewood residents, you know, they're Tacoma residents, so
Okay.
they wouldn't get that priority, but they're from here.
So are we at a place where you want to vote on Ron Snowden for the first quarter? Did you like his artwork enough?
It did.
Yeah, it's really good.
He's really strong. Okay, why don't you see if there's a motion?
Do we have a motion to move Ron Snowden into the lineup for next year for rotating art?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll second.
Thank you.
I'll vote yes.
The other artists as well.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what you thought of the other artist, Stephanie, if you want her to be considered or not.
I liked her.
I liked her
I
too.
like her.
Very vibrant.
Yeah, very colorful, very vibrant.
Maybe we could ask her to do a variety of pieces.
Not just.
Not just mushrooms.
I would
Yeah.
say let's hold because I did the artists that friends of mine are Tacoma residents as well, and their art I think holds up if not exceeds that. So
Were they part of the tour?
no, these are just artist friends of mine from Tacoma. But I just think let's look at all our options before we.
Okay, so we'll revisit artists in December and vote
I'll make
that.
sure that you have proper bios. Thanks to their.
And then we also will want to vote on if we want to have the Pierce College because, but we'll do that all once we look at yours. Everyone's at the table. That way.
Yeah, I see.
Your colleges work also.
Yeah, I can see if faculty can provide some pictures of what they have.
It's nice to get a clear sense of what's going on. Because sometimes it might be like, well, that'll be nice on one wall, but maybe we don't want the entire hallway, you know, with that art. That is 3 months of time, which is great for
So
artists to get that.
It'll be up 3 months. So I went on the tour as well and I had, I didn't bring them with me, I'm sorry. I had notes on artists that I thought would really, had a really good body of work. So
Yeah, so everyone just email me what you have and just put on the subject line rotating artists. That'll be really helpful for me. And then a link to their website. And I'll create a PowerPoint. We'll vote.
Better.
Well, and we want this to be an ongoing program, so yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can get our lineup of all kinds of.
So an important thing to find out is, you know, if they don't have a big enough body of work, do they have someone, would they be willing to share the space?
Yeah,
So finding out kind of, okay, are you able to, how many pieces do you have
right.
roughly is a helpful thing when you send me the information.
Yeah.
You know,
I think a good opportunity would be the high schools. Like I shared with about my Space Needle image that I brought to the group. That was done through the high schools, like district art fairs or whatever they do for eliminations to get to the top art in the district. They moved on to like OSPI. They got nominated for the hospital in the county to share their artwork. I think that we could work with the schools too to submit some of their top pieces. The art teachers have that program already in place.
How would we go about that?
We could reach out to the district and they can send us to the art teachers. I don't know who the art teachers are at the high schools right now.
I'll start with Leanna. She's the communications director.
I think.
And what is the name of is there a name of the competition, just so I can
I
reference?
don't remember.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Well, that's what I like with the parents. Oh, you know, students and families. It's a great idea.
And maybe that could be our theme for next year, you know, students and families, and we just stick with that and we drill down on those types of artists, or it's watercolor.
I mean, it could even be joint with the college students too, depending on the number of pieces that we would have on site.
Okay,
Before we move on, Sally, were you able to figure out what if those bulletin things could be removed in the main chamber, and we can maybe even use that for artists?
I haven't drilled down on that.
Okay.
I need to do that.
Pretty nice to have a city council that asks for art. Right in the room.
Go ahead.
All right. Moving on to the next item, a review of our 2024 work program.
Okay, we're out of time for that, so we will revisit that in December. We saw it at the city council meeting, but we'll have to table that for December.
Joint council meeting recap from September 25th.
I was so impressed at everyone's professionalism and just the deep hands-on knowledge that you have now. I'm sure I imagine you feel the same way, that you presented so well and articulately. It's just the best I've seen in my 8 years. So it's probably because I didn't give any bullet points. That's a good note to myself. Just don't get involved. So. Let them do their thing. But thank you for being so professional and articulate and passionate. Hopefully you were pleased with their feedback, because they really complimented you very much.
Yeah, it was very exciting to see the support they have for us.
I'd love for you to give us your thoughts. It sounds like you have some thoughts. Would you like to share those?
Well, it was like the run dash that's getting held on the 16th.
And you're
I need
to really
talking like
project.
4 times.
Maybe-
Yeah, you gotta be
Yeah,
prepared,
sorry.
'cause
This is good, yeah.
Okay, so for the run and dash, my committee for like education and
It's
What's it?
the Jingle Bell 5K run.
yeah, the run, my bad.
Oh, okay.
That's the name she gave us, and we were thinking of just having like artists like in the 3 different high schools we have here at Clover Park district to like submit their art and then have like at least like 20 or like 10 different like artworks to like encourage the runners to keep going and have them presented around. That way like the youth and like the artists are just also like have an opportunity to be like represented in an event held. So yeah. That's
Tell me
we
what
can-
that would look like to you.
Uh,
What do you envision?
We envision communicating with like the schools, like the 3 schools, having, let's say, like, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks, maybe a month. Well, it's pretty soon. So I'd say like 2 weeks to like have those artists submit their artworks and then debrief them with like my fellow students as well. Like come up with like a few which ones we liked. Because also we don't want like people like not taking it seriously. But like want to choose them, and then Miss Shannon said that she would like print them out and then have them on little posts or somewhere we can hang them throughout the run, and then have those around. So I would envision like just people running, seeing the different arts, hopefully colorful, some festive, and here and there, like just show the variety of different artists in our community.
To be outside.
It would, yeah, like the run.
Would you post that, so did?
She would say like, she was just saying, she was giving like ideas of like either like on a stick,
Oh,
having
we
there or
have,
on the trees or like the
We have
fence or
those metal
something.
stakes. You,
Yeah.
you just, I imagine laminate it, put on poster board.
Even like around like Mohawk where there,
I think
there's like the little
that's a very good
storybook
idea.
things, it could be like that.
Like a laminated.
Yeah, laminated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that in case it rains or anything. Yeah.
We love that idea.
Yeah, I think
I
we
love
want-
that idea.
Yeah.
I just saw this when, where is it? There's an empty space in town. I drove by today. Oh no, it's up in University Place, but it just said, don't give up, you can do it. And I just thought, what a cool thing to just see, you know, so yeah, sometimes it's like, you know.
That little
maybe you should think
encouragement
about
you need.
having that permanently placed. If you're having a hard day, and you see something nice. Amazing.
I like that.
Well, no.
So
well,
the only concern that I would
yeah,
have is who's going to review that,
Oh, yeah.
that artwork to make sure it's appropriate. Like, what's that process look like?
That's a good point. For the review process, here we go.
Excellent.
We, let's
Well, yeah,
see.
that's what we were
We'll-
thinking, since we came up with the idea, we would like try to like figure that out ourselves, but.
Well, we could mentor you. Maybe we can, you know.
So the run's on the 9th and, the parade's on the 9th, the run's on the 16th, and our December meeting's on the 4th. I don't know if they would have it ready on the 4th. If they did, you could bring it to the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out like today, so. Yeah.
To
finish.
send you PDFs maybe.
PDFs or
We
like,
wouldn't have to have them laminated yet, but just so we can look at it. Okay.
Well, if it's not specific to the run, they could be on display longer.
Well, I was gonna say they could, if they're ready in time, they could be here for the parade. They could, we get thousands of people through here.
Yeah, you use them twice.
yeah, reuse.
Great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
it's
you.
getting late. We should.
Should I go
Thank you,
mention that to?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
You may be excused. Yeah.
Thank
Nice
you
to
guys.
meet you,
Thank
Jackie.
you.
Sorry, we run way over. You can
Oh, that's all right. Are
wrap
we,
it up.
are we adjourning or are we?
Yes.
Okay.
I've
all
got
right.
one thing I wanna throw out, and it's just because I know that we're behind time, you know, and I'll be quick. But also it's maybe something that we can do in December, but. The old theater, Old Lakewood Theater, the Colonial Plaza. What if we could, I want to put out the idea of maybe turning that into an art gallery. And you know, what the city council's opinion on that would be.
The lobby.
No, the thing itself, like clear out the seats. You know, and actually make it like a, you know, a huge, like an event hall and slash art
Yes.
gallery.
Who owns it?
That's whoever owns the whatever,
Raymond Corporation.
you know, I mean, I was looking online and some of them actually retrofitted these old theaters to be a library. You know, and I'm like, wow,
I think isn't there safety issues about the safety of the building itself?
There's no.
I don't know what, you know, it's like, I mean, everybody's been talking about like what to do with this thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But to renovate it to be an old theater again, I think it's gonna be way more costly than to just actually make it into an event hall. So, but I don't know.
That's probably what, well, I think so that's kind of what I've heard that why it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
It's just kind of basic.
But it would still be interesting to.
But an event
actually-
hall, I mean, just within that four wall space, not the whole area,
Yeah,
Yeah.
without any food concession or anything. you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's got,
Some food for
yeah.
thought, yeah.
well,
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if we could just pitch it to the council and see if there would be any feedback on it. maybe
Would you have to get permission from the first?
perhaps.
I'll bring it up with Mary. She'll know that. Very good.
Yeah.
They'd probably be delighted if you were running food still.
Because what else do you do with it? I mean, the longer it sits, you know, the longer it's just gonna decompose.
We rented, yes, and it, during the big rain, it flooded.
All right, all
We had
right,
to move
we
a lot
need
of
to wrap
stuff.
up. So I officially call this meeting to an end.
Well, good job, everybody.
Thank you.
Doing the good work. Good job, team.
Good job, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.